Hey! Woohoo! I'm super excited. Yes, welcome to another YouTube live. And if you are new here, let me quickly introduce myself because today I'm just super excited to bring in our guest. So, hi, my name is Jovan, and I am a mindset coach, and I help entrepreneurs develop a very strong entrepreneurial mindset so they can succeed in business, the dream business that they want in life. Okay, enough about me. That's very quick. Um, yeah, so for today, I invited someone special, someone that has inspired me for many years now, and he like what I posted in my social media. He's a person that I looked up to when it came to entrepreneurship, speaking and training as well. Yeah, so he's really someone that has influenced me, in this second part of my life basically. And he's been super busy, and so I'll share more of that later. So I'm super grateful that he found time to be here with us in this YouTube live. So yeah, hello everyone. Hello. I hope everyone is super excited to be here as well and to listen to our conversation. And we're going to be talking about some amazing stuff. And so, without further ado, let me bring in my mentor and someone who is also quite extraordinary, Mr. Douglas Ng, aka Kampung Kid.
Hey, Jovan.
I can hear everyone clapping. Okay.
Yay.
Hello, Douglas.
Hello,
Thank you
hello.
for being here. Yeah, like what I said. I know you've been super busy, and I know you have been doing like big things very recently. Like bringing in the first ever like 200 participant Money in You session program. And I've seen a lot of things like differently from you ever since I've known you, which is super cool. Yeah. Yes. I will give some space for you to greet our viewers tonight.
Okay, so how can I? What can I contribute tonight?
Yes. Definitely a lot. Definitely a lot.
Okay,
Um.
maybe a little a very short introduction
Yes.
for those of you who have not met me before. I'm Douglas Kampung Kid, and I met Jovan many years ago. Many years ago. Has it been 10 years? Almost.
Close.
Close
Yeah.
to 10 years. Okay, close to 10 years, and I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. I started my first business when I was 26. I went through the dot com boom experience, the dot com bubble burst. I've made money. I've lost money. Um, but business is my game. Okay, business is my game, and but more than that, I think the what excites me a lot about being in business is really the change that we can create, the value that I can create um, for the people that I work with, and um, for some of the things that we want to see occur on this planet, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later when we get into what we're going to talk about tonight. Yeah, so I've been in business. I'm 50. I'm 52. So I've been in business 20, 26, 52. So I've been in business 26, 27 years. A little bit of mental arithmetic there. Yeah. So that's pretty much a little bit about myself. And let's get on with
The questions.
the questions.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, and before that, I think just a testament to how much you love doing business and helping people. And like what I said, very recently you've been like doing a lot, like playing a bigger game, helping a lot of people, expanding your horizon, going into Vietnam as well. and like I've known you for someone who is quite serious. And nothing wrong with that. I think you've helped me in so many ways as well. But recently I've seen like you really in a way more emotional. I think that's a testament of how much you care, and I want to like to share that with the viewers as well, and you coming from your heart to really help people, and I love that about you. So yeah, thank you again for being here. So yes, we are going to be talking about goal setting because in one of my lives, someone asked about goal settings, and I briefly mentioned BHAG, and that I learned that from you, and we're going to be talking
Mm,
about BHAG a little bit later. But I think it's more
okay.
important to really ask, like why is goal setting very important? What and especially why is it important for entrepreneurs since you are also an entrepreneur?
Um, okay. The answer to that question, I always say it depends, right? So the answer I realize I think the answer to that question has changed. Okay, has changed for me through the past 26 years. Um, when I first started my business, I was just out of being an employee for a year, and my idea of goals at that point in time really was about a thing that I wanted to do, a place that I wanted to get to, a point B. And but what I did know was if I'm going to get somewhere, okay, if I'm going to play a game, then I might as well play the play the biggest game possible, right?
Mm,
So that was my idea of goal, and it was simply a place to get to, okay, a destination, to reach a certain target audience, to deliver certain value. Even at that point in my life, in my 20s, I will say it was a lot about hitting financial targets. Okay, and those were goals as I understood the word. But I think over time there have been shifts. Over time there have been shifts because of different exposure, different experience, different mentors that I've had. And today, a goal to me simply is a point to get to because it keeps me in motion. Okay, a point to get to because it keeps me in motion. And what's important is not actually the goal itself. What's important is the process of getting to the goal. Okay,
mm,
what's important is the journey. What's important are the people that I'm going to be with on the journey. What's important is what I'm going to learn and experience on that journey. And the goal, that goal, it doesn't matter anymore what that goal is. And we'll talk about importance of goals later. Not that it's not important, but it's not the primary the it's
mm,
not the primary thing. Okay. Um, so whatever that goal is, if you ask me why have a goal, is to keep me in motion. Okay, the goal will change. The goal will change. The journey is what matters. So the importance of
mm.
having a goal is to create the journey, because without that goal, there's no there's no movement. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just here wherever I am. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it totally makes sense, and I think that's what I learned for myself as well. Like, it's not the outcome, but the process, the journey itself, like what you were saying, it's the thing that made me who I am today,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that I totally agree with that. I'm curious,
Mm.
was there a time that this shifted for you, like specifically where you were just focusing on the outcome previously, and then suddenly it shifted to just the importance of the journey?
I think okay, so there have been a lot of drama. Okay, so if okay, we won't get into that. There's been a lot of drama in my life. Okay, um, I've made a lot of mistakes, and for the first half of my life, really massive roller coaster ride. Okay, I made money, lost money, made money, lost money, experienced personal loss, and it was very confusing. Okay, it was very confusing, and I think that at that point in my life, I was younger, stupid, and naive. That what they say about what I say about the young version of me, young, stupid, and naive. And so I get knocked around. So I got knocked around a little bit, and there was a point when I was really asking. I made a lot of money. Okay, I made a lot of money, and um for the first part of my life, the idea that I had about goals was a large part of the idea about having goals was making a lot of money as in business, and through a series of investments and opportunities that came up, I made a lot of money. And when I made a lot of money, um, I realized that nothing changed. Okay, I wasn't happier. Um, the money wasn't it. I don't know if you can identify with this. We work really, really hard. We put in a lot of time and resource and energy, blood, sweat, toil, and tears, and to get to that goal. Okay, that seems to be it. And then when we get there, um, then it's okay. So I'm here, and not quite it. Not
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
the thing that I made it out to be. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, totally. And here's the thing. So as entrepreneurs, we have flexibility in how much time we put in, right? And how much energy, how much work. And I'm someone who has learned in this entrepreneurial journey is to really put in the time, put in the work, putting in the commitment. And interesting, there'll be moments that I am working so hard, and then I get this much result, and then
Yeah,
I'm working, the same amount, and then this much result, and I was like, yeah, I can totally relate
yeah,
to that. So
yeah. So it was there was a point when I made a lot of money, and I thought, wow, I've never seen so much money before in my life, and nothing changed. I wasn't happier. I woke up the next morning, okay, more money in my bank account, but still had to brush my teeth, still had to do the life stuff. And I guess that was when I really started asking questions. If money is not it, if money is okay, for a very long time, money was part of a goal. And at that point, if money is not it, then what is it?
mm,
And so I went on a search, and I started attending different programs. And in one of the programs, I realized that my approach, okay, I learned something about how I approach goals, and I learned a different way to approach goals, which was um, the earliest stage of my life. The goal was it. The goal was so important. Having the right goal, having that defined goal, having clarity about the goal and all that. Not that it's not important, but I realized that was not the critical part about having a goal. Because I think for a lot of us, we spend a lot of time thinking about where we want to get to, and not actually getting on the journey to get there.
yes.
Right. So and we spend all this time thinking about what's right or wrong about the goal, or what we want or don't want, and all that, and we don't actually get on the journey. Okay, so we
Mm,
overplan, we overthink, we overanalyze, we over deliberate, we over everything. And what I learned, which was about 12, 13 years ago, in a program that I attended, was that goals are just simply designed. Okay, goals are simply designed, okay, to get us into motion, to get me into motion. And when I get into motion, then other things present themselves.
mm,
Okay, and looking back at my life as well, my greatest growth, okay, was in the journey and not in getting to the goal.
yes.
Right? Because the journey is 100, the journey is 100% of the process. Okay, the goal is just the end point.
Yeah.
Right. So I realized that I was focused on the wrong thing. Okay,
Mm,
on the goal. Okay, And along the way, I missed out other things because I was just
Mm.
simply too focused on the goal.
Yeah.
So it was, I think that was in the middle, about 13 years ago,
Mm.
and everything started to shift. Everything
Mm.
started to shift ever since, and I
Nice.
started to look at the journey a lot more. I started to enjoy the process a lot more. I started to listen to the feedback a lot more. I started to engage with people a lot more, instead of just being so fixated with the end point, and that changed everything.
Wow. Wow. Ah, so nice. Yeah, yeah, totally. Totally. Thanks for that. And before I ask the next question, I'd like to just greet some of our viewers. So we have Daily of Linda here. So hello, welcome. I think it's the first time
Hi,
I've
Linda.
seen here. Yeah. Nguyen is
Yeah,
also here. Then
Indo. Hi.
Nguyen. Yes, I think you can pronounce their name much better than me, right?
Yeah, I've practiced.
You practice a lot.
Rohani, Indo, Dong Yun,
Yeah,
Pei.
and we also have Letty here, Lynn. Yeah. So thank you for being
Yeah,
here, and
Ning Yun.
for sure, you will definitely learn at least one thing from Douglas today, and hopefully from me as well. So my next question is related to what Duyan posted actually. So now that you explained the importance of why goal setting, right? And I'm also curious, like, does goal setting really work, or what if the goals need to change halfway through?
Then change. Then change. Okay, does goal setting really work? Yeah, it does. Okay, goal setting is absolutely necessary, because without the goal, the journey doesn't get created. That's what it is. Right? We have to say, okay, so to give you an example, okay, you have to say that you want to go. If you want to go on a holiday, okay, we don't say that we just want to go on a holiday. We need to know where we want to get to,
Mm.
right? Otherwise, the journey doesn't get created. Okay, I want to go to Vietnam, Da Nang. Okay, then I am in Singapore. Then that journey between Singapore and Da Nang gets created. When do I want to do that? How long? How much time am I going to spend? How much resources am I going to put in that? What am I going to do? All that defines the goal, right? And it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter how much money I want to spend. It doesn't matter when I want to get there. It doesn't. So all those things are not the most important thing. Okay. From a perspective of, don't overthink it. Okay. Don't overthink it. Because we can only plan. I can only plan from where I am, from what I know. Okay. I can do all the research. I can Google everything and plan everything to the tooth. Okay. And I'm going to spend a lot of time doing that. Okay. Or I can chart that journey. Okay. And then get on that journey and then go there and discover. There is no one way that fits that is there's no model answer, right? I keep saying that
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
no one way that works for everyone. Okay, so does goal setting work? Yes, it does, because without that goal, the journey doesn't get created. Okay, that's the most important thing. It's always about the journey.
Mm.
Okay, it doesn't matter what the goal is, and along the way, things will change. The environment will change. Okay, we change. Okay, things change. Okay, or along the way, when we are on a journey, things will happen. Okay, and one of the most important thing as well, being on the journey, is being flexible. Okay, and looking at what needs to be adjusted if things change. So I might decide to go to Da Nang, and I might decide I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk to Da Nang.
What?
Okay, what? And can I walk to Da Nang? Yeah, I can
Yeah, it's
absolutely walk.
possible. It's
I can
possible.
absolutely walk to Da Nang.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
possible.
and that's going to create a journey. Or I can sail to Da Nang, and that's going to create another journey. Or I can fly to
Mm.
Da Nang, and that's going to create, and it will all occur in different time frames. Okay, and if I decide to walk to Da Nang, okay, and along the journey, so we're talking about like let's through a year, right? Let's say I'm going to take a year. Okay, I'm going to take a year off, and I'm going to walk to Da Nang, and I start walking to Da Nang. Okay, and I walk through Malaysia, I go through Thailand, I go through Cambodia, and then I get to Vietnam. I think, I think that's going to be the journey. But along the way, um, there are going to be obstacles. Okay, there are going to be challenges, there are going to be obstacles, and all sorts of things that will come up that can never be planned. Right? Things,
For sure.
the journey from point A to point B is never a straight line. Okay, so I'm going to make mistakes, right? For whatever preparation I'm going to make, things are going to happen that I probably never anticipated. Okay, and I might get to Thailand and realize that, hey, I want to spend a little bit more time here, and instead of getting to Da Nang in a year, I'm going to spend some time in Thailand, go around Thailand a little bit more, and then eventually go to Da Nang. Okay, so things will change. I might say, okay, I think this time around, because of my experience in Thailand, I decide, okay, I'm going to give Da Nang a miss. Okay, so things will change. Things will change because the environment changes. Things change over time. We evolve. Okay, we're not the same. I'm not the same person. Um, the things that I'm looking for changes as I uh, go through the challenges. And the thing I want to say about challenges is key to growth, right? It's key to learning things that I didn't know before. Okay, and that's why things are a challenge. If it's not a challenge, it means I already know, right? So as I discover this, as I discover different things, as I encounter challenges, what's going to happen is my reality box is going to expand. My realm of experience is going to expand. I may start to see things I never saw before. Okay, so I don't need to. Okay, I don't need to stick on to my original plan because my original plan was made at a different point in my life, even if it was 6 months ago. Because in 6 months things can change, right?
Yeah.
There might be new information. There might be new, like COVID happened in 3 months, right? From
Yeah.
in the
So
middle of
fast.
the first quarter of January. So it's not stubbornly sticking to a goal. It's understanding that change occurs, and we might need to make adjustments. Okay, in the end, um, it's what works. Okay, it's what works, and not what is right or wrong. Yeah. So you want to,
Mm.
if change change for whatever reason, it makes sense to change.
I think the I want to add on because someone asked related to that. But before that, one of the viewers reminded me that I haven't changed my state yet. So I don't know if you know this, but I have this change of state wherein I go into my professor mode. So I change my spectacles. Whoop.
I need to do that too.
Thank you for the reminder. So someone reminded
Okay,
me. So
I'll bring my glasses. I'll bring my glasses down the next time.
so yeah, so Letty is asking. I think this is related to what you were saying about being flexible and changing, and I want to highlight this and maybe you want to add on to that to answer this question, her question specifically.
Mm. Is it realistic to set longer term goals during
Yeah,
a fast? Um,
moving campaign where where things are
um,
constantly changing.
it depends.
See, Mister,
um,
it depends.
it depends on how you define a goal, right? What is long term and what is short term? Okay, so I have both. For me, I have both long term and short term goals. Um, the way I look at it, okay, so one of the things that we do, okay, one of the things that I do, I work with people to or recognize how they're wired. Okay, and Jovan, you've done that with
Yes,
us.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, and And so for each of us, we are wired to see the future differently. Okay. For me, okay, so I can only say for me, okay, one of the ways that I am wired, okay, is that I see the future um in the very, very long term. Okay. And I have planned I have planned my next 50 years. Okay, so I have planned my next 50 years knowing that things will change, but I have that general direction of where I am very clear. Okay, I'm very clear where I want to go in the next 50 years. Then I break that down into decades. Okay, and then I break that down into smaller goals because um, it's just a series of steps anyway.
Mm.
And the example I will give is this: the difference between a CEO who's hired to run a company, and a business owner, who runs a family business, is the CEO thinks in terms of 5-year time periods,
Mm. Yeah.
because that's the average tenure of a CEO, right? Um, and then it may extend 5 years, 10 years, but they look at the next 5 years. Okay, and that's how a lot of businesses operate. But for a business owner of a family business, they think intergenerational, because they're not only planning for what they are doing in their lifetime, they think about succession.
Mm.
What's next? Who's coming next? Who's going to take over? So they think in terms of intergenerational um, time frames. Okay, and if you look at um, investments, okay, wealth management for very, very rich families. You talk about intergenerational wealth. Okay, they plan, okay, for generations. Okay, we plan for our lifetime. So there's no one way right or wrong about it. Okay, it is just the time frame that we are able to see. So for me, it's 50 years. Okay. Another example, you want to plant a tree. If you want to plant a durian tree, you want to plant a durian tree. You know, there's some durian trees. I don't know what the species are. There's some durian trees that start to bear fruit, or the fruit gets really, really good. Okay, when it's like 30, 40, 50 years,
Wow.
right? So you don't. So you plan for that. Okay, you plan that I plant the seed today. Okay, it's going to take 40, 50 years.
Ooh.
Okay, to get to wherever it is. But in the meantime, okay, so we don't wait, right? We don't wait 40 years, 50 years, right? But in the meantime, other things need to happen. Okay, so we need to constantly keep um in touch with whatever's happening in the environment, whether it's fast or slow, whether it's changing or it remains constant. That is important. Okay, that is part of the journey. Okay, so
Mm.
there are also strategic goals, and there are tactical goals. Okay, tactical goals take care of the next step and the next step and the next step and the next step, and it's constantly changing. We're constantly evaluating, we're constantly assessing, we're constantly looking at what's happening in the environment, and then we shift, right? We shift and we navigate. Okay, you're sailing on this in the ocean. Okay, in a journey that will take 3 months, you need to plan for the 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is. You're going to travel around the world. You need to plan for that. Okay, but at the same time, you also need to plan, okay, how you're going to travel in that 1 year or in that 3 months, whatever it is. Okay, and you know, when we're sailing, the environment is constantly changing. Okay, there are storms, there are different states of the oceans, the different so that there are different things that we need to and be ready for. Okay, so there is a place for both long longer term goals, as well as the shorter term, what I will call pit stops along the way. Okay,
Mm.
that will help us regroup, reassess, reevaluate. Um, but it's the longer term goal sets the direction. Okay, the shorter term goals is where we make the corrections.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
completely
does that
understand.
make sense?
Yeah, so I hope that Letty that Douglas has answered that question.
Yeah.
He gave so many examples as well. Um, I think it's a great point now because you've explained it really really clearly, and you've given so much examples. You touched on like our main topic a bit as well. But how do we create effective and exciting goals? Yeah, and this is related to
You know my answer. It depends. What's effective? So I always go back to the definition. What's effective and what's exciting? Okay,
Mm,
exciting for you and exciting for me are two different things. Right. Um, and I yeah. So I think the first thing is to be very very clear what exciting means. Okay, and um, it doesn't include dramatic. So I will set that up right up front. Okay, that drama and excitement are two different things. Okay, drama is not part of excitement. Drama can be derailing. Drama can be intense. Drama can be unpredictable, and personally I don't like that. Okay, so exciting to me doesn't include drama. Exciting to me is what compels me to wake up every morning. Okay, ready to play the game. Okay, and I use the analogy of games a lot.
mm,
Okay, that everything that I do in life, I look at it as a game. And yeah, so business game, relationship game, money game, everything else in between. So if it's a goal, I will look at it from a perspective of, okay, this is going to be a game that I want to play, right? It's a game that I want to play, and at the end of that game, I create an outcome, and the outcome is part of how I would define a goal. So this game has got to be exciting for me. What's exciting for me is that this game has got to uh, give me growth. Okay, it's got to uh, include a lot of learning. Okay, it's got to include other people. It's got to include the my values. Okay, what's important to me. It's got to include the change that I might want to create. So it's a whole bunch of stuff, right? It's a whole bunch of stuff that I want. Okay, it doesn't matter what other people want. It's a bunch of stuff that I want because it's my goal. So for everyone, okay, that would look different. For Jovan, for you, okay, that definition of exciting would also be different because it's going to be things that you want, right?
mm.
Um, so exciting is being very very clear on what I want. Okay, and then I look at that game that will give me what I want. Makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, because it's my game. Okay, I don't let other people tell me what gets included because it's my game, right? It's my game. If you want to include stuff, you can play your own game. Don't let me leave me alone
Leave me
with my
alone.
game. Yeah, leave me alone with my game. Okay, you can do whatever. So I don't take advice. I don't take whatever it is. Okay, uh, I look at what I want and I'm very very clear because I need to be able to wake up every day wanting to play that game. Okay, and not wake up thinking that, oh my god, I need to do this or I need to do that because somebody else says I need to include this and that and all that. So it doesn't matter. So there's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It's what works for me.
Mm,
Okay, and however that goal looks like. So a lot of people will say, um, play a big game. Okay, play a big game because it's more exciting. I say it doesn't matter. I say it doesn't matter. Some people will want to play the big game. Some people will play smaller game. There is no good or bad, right or wrong. It's play whatever game you want to play.
mm.
Okay, and not be defined by so there are a lot of gurus out there. Okay, you play the big game and all that. Use any French here, but The most important thing is do what you want. Okay, do
Mm,
what you want, and that's where your integrity is. That's where my integrity is. That's where I am aligned. That's what is important to me. Okay. Then we look at effective. Okay, effective. What does effective mean? Effective means, what does effective mean? It means being able to create what we want to create, right?
mm,
Okay. Being able to do more with less, being able to create results in a way that's desirable, in a way that is excellent, with minimal use of resources and time. All that becomes part of that process. Okay, I don't have effective goals. I don't have a definition of effective goals. I just have a definition of, I just have an idea of what is clear to me that I want in my life.
mm,
And if I'm clear about that, if I'm excited about that, if that's the thing that I am sure certain that I want, um everything else will follow. There will be obstacles, okay? There will be obstacles, there'll be challenges, there'll be problems. But for me, that's um how I look at that is going to be my process of growth.
mm.
That getting
Yeah.
to where I want to go, okay, includes me growing in that process.
Yeah. So what I'm getting from what you're sharing is that that excitement, okay, it needs to be there because it's something that we really want. And then the
Mm,
second thing, it's clarity. It needs to be really
mm,
clear. So then the process in itself, then that's how it becomes effective.
yeah.
And I learned BHAG, big hairy audacious goal
Mm.
from you. And how did that start, and what made you kind of like share that to us during that time?
Okay, big hairy audacious goal was coined during the, I think, .com days. Okay, I can't remember the history. It was just something that was very present to in the late 90s, uh, and everybody was talking about it, and it became integrated into my language. And it really is this thing that is a goal that's so big that it becomes challenging enough. Okay, the thing that's never been done before, the rule the world type of goal, that huge thing, that this, why big hairy audacious, because it's this big hairy monster that you want to fight, that you want to overcome, and then the reward in fighting that monster, that boss. Like you play computer games, you go through a series, you fight of fighting monsters, and then you come to the end of that stage, and then there's this huge thing that you need to overcome, and then you progress to the next stage. So at that point in time, my idea of big hairy audacious goal was that, okay, that at the stage in my life at the stage in my life where I was young, stupid, and naive, um want to rule the world. It's, I when I don't know. Okay, I don't know if it's the same for people in their 20s or 30s right now. But when I was in my 20s, I felt invincible. I felt invincible. I felt that I had superpowers and I wanted to rule the world. And so my goals were defined in that way. Um, but since then, so I was very, very uh, fixated. That's the word. Very, very
Yep, yep.
fixated. I need to do that big thing, okay, and fight the big hairy monster. Um, and everything became about fighting that, or getting to that big hairy monster. But like I was sharing earlier, the way I see goals has changed, and not that big hairy audacious goal is not important anymore, but I value the process a little bit more.
Mm,
Okay. The bigger goal simply means bigger challenges, bigger obstacles, and maybe bigger results. Um, but I also get that it's not something that everyone wants. Okay,
mm,
and in this lifetime, okay, in this lifetime, at the end of the day, okay, at the end of the journey in this game of life, is looking back at what happened. Okay, because it's too late. It's too late to do anything else. We can't play the game again. And so Big Harry Audacious Goal really is end game. Okay, right now the way I see Big Harry Audacious Goal is end game. At the end of my life, what do I want to look back and see? Okay, which was different from how I saw Big Harry Audacious Goal um, in my younger days. Okay, Big Harry Audacious Goal was an ego trip. Okay, was prove a point, make a statement, kind of thing. Okay,
Mm.
that was me in my young, stupid, and naive days.
Which was not so
Today,
long ago, by the way.
not too long ago, not too long, really, really, not too long ago. Okay, I have learned the wisdom of my ways. Oh, I've learned the error. Okay, I've learned the error of my ways and grown a little wiser. um, but it's making a lot of mistakes. Okay, it's making a lot of mistakes, and along the way, getting clearer what it is that I really, really, truly want. Because like I was saying earlier, right? So one of my big, hairy, audacious goals was to make a lot of money. And when I
Mm.
got to the money, um, it was not it. It was not. It was not it. And I really asked. I fought. I worked so hard. I fought so hard. I overcame so many obstacles. So remember, then I wasn't looking at the process. I was just looking at the goal. So I forgot about the process. Okay, I didn't place enough importance on the process. And when I got to the goal, it didn't mean a lot.
Mm.
Okay. So what is it? But when I looked back, I realized the wealth the wealth was not the goal. The wealth was the journey that I took to get to the goal.
For
And
sure.
so that shifted everything for me, and it didn't matter anymore. Okay, whatever the goal was, which I said earlier. So today, if you ask me what Big Harry Audacious goal is, what do I want to create in this lifetime? Okay,
Mm.
what do I want to look back on, knowing that, um wow, that was that was a heck of a ride. And I may not get there. Okay, so Big Harry Audacious goal to me now also is I may not get there. It is this goal about the thing that I want to create. Okay, I'm 52. I'm 52, and statistics today tell me that I've got about 30 years 30 years to go. So whatever needs to happen has to happen in the next 30 years. But I also know that medical science is advancing our
Yes.
lifespan. Okay,
Yep.
and people are living up to 100 today, and
Oh.
maybe in the next 30 years we will live beyond 100. So I'm giving myself 50 years.
Yeah, yeah. That's the projection, actually. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so if I give myself 50 years and I look at where I am right now, I'm midway point. Okay, I'm midway point, and if I think I'm midway point, I'm actually only I've only actually traveled 25, 26 years, because the first 20 something years, okay, I spent in school is is unproductive years. Because years spent not getting anywhere. And so I've only been on this journey truly for the last 26 years.
Mm.
Okay, and if my journey has only been truly the last 26 years, then I'm one third of my entire journey if I've got another 50 years, right? So I think about time as a currency. Okay, I think about time as a currency, and if time is a currency, money we can make, we can spend, and we can
Yeah.
make it again. We can lose money and we can earn the money again. Okay,
Yes.
time we cannot, right? In the same way, I will not spend the money that I make, even though I can make it again, on things that I don't want. Then why would I spend my time doing things that I don't want?
Mm.
If Why would I
Yes.
exchange this time that I have for things that I don't want, knowing that I'm never ever going to get it back? I can't earn more time. So I think from a big, hairy, audacious goal perspective, I think about end game. On that day that has no tomorrow, what do I want to look back on?
Mm.
Okay, and then I create that next 50 years. I
Yeah.
create that next 50 years. But so earlier somebody asked a question about what if things change, and things will
Yes.
change, because
Yes.
my idea from I am at a certain stage in my life right now. Is at a different stage in their lives. Okay, we have gone through different journeys. We've had different experiences. We know what we know. We don't know what we don't.
Yes.
Right? Our reality box only allows us to see to a certain extent. Okay, so I know from my current reality box, I have an idea of at the end of my life what I want to look back on. But I also know that as I journey on, as I go through life, my reality box, if obstacles, challenges, and struggles are part of the process, my reality box is inevitably going to expand. I'm going to see more a year from now than I see today, and then I will reassess. Okay, what else do I want to create or see
Mm.
at the end of my life? So it's constantly evolving. Okay, it's constantly evolving. It's constantly changing because we're constantly growing. I'm constantly growing.
Exactly.
So
And just like
that's how Sleeping Harry auditions go.
yeah, and exactly how you just explained and showed to us, explained to us, how from following a BHAG kind of concept, in your goal setting, you have shifted that. It's not the most important thing anymore. It's the process that's important.
Mm,
So that in itself, it's a change, and
mm,
I think that's the biggest thing that I'm taking away from your sharing, that it's okay as well to change along the way as we grow as a person. So
yeah.
fantastic. And one of the things that you mentioned, well, you actually mentioned several things. So one is that from the goal setting, and then that's how you come up with strategies and tactics.
Mm,
And we're gonna shift a bit, because I want
okay.
to really talk about strategies. Because you also mentioned that, you help people know, how their minds are wired, basically, like, what are their strengths. And this is something that I learned from you as well, knowing myself more. What are those strengths that I can leverage on, so that I can, do things easier, and move, uh,
Mm,
with pace and strength. So, and I know that your strengths are strategy. You're very strategic. So, for an entrepreneur, let's say, for example, what is, and someone is asking this, the same thing. So what is the reason for us to have a clear business strategy? It
we
depends.
can spend an hour talking about this. We can spend a few hours talking about this um, strategy. I can do that. Okay, so let me see how I can distill that into the next. How much time do we have? The next 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so I go back to game. Okay, I go back to the game that I want to play. Okay, so I'll talk about how I look at it. Okay, so I'll go back to the game that I want to play, and the first thing is to understand, um, but what the mechanics of the game is. Okay, and this is after assessing. Okay, so in business there are a few things that I will look at. Okay, the first thing is this. Okay, what can I create? What value can I create for? What value can I create, and who can I create that value for?
Yep.
Okay, basic question.
Yes.
Okay, and what value can I create from a perspective of what value can I create that is unique to me, and that question will always go to a place of experience, because what's unique about me, okay, is how I have solved problems. Okay, it's how I've overcome struggles and obstacles, and it is not textbook. Okay, it's gifts from the universe. And I talk about this week. The universe gives us gifts, challenges, struggles, and obstacles. And
Mm.
the places of my biggest struggles that I have overcome are the places of the greatest value that I can create for someone else. That's number one. Okay, and from that place, who can I create value for? So Buckminster Fuller, okay, one of the people I really really uh, look up to, okay, as a teacher, says this, okay, our true life purpose may forever remain obscure. Okay, your true life purpose may forever remain obscure to you. However, if you commit yourself to converting your experience to the highest advantage of others, you can safely assume that you're fulfilling your life's true purpose. And from that, what I get is that I have experience. That is my gift. My job is to take the experience that I have and convert that into value that someone else can receive. And what I get from that also is that in my life, my only job is to get experience. Because my experience, based on how I'm wired, I don't have to think about how I'm wired. Okay, because how I'm wired will create automatic behaviors. Okay, what I need to do is to look at how I get experiences, okay, when I go through my obstacles, challenges, and struggles, okay, how I overcome them, that becomes unique. Okay, and in my life, it's just going to be about that, right? Traveling from a point A to the point B, but whatever that goal is, just going to be overcoming a series of problems, challenges, and obstacles again and again and again and again and again and again. And at the end of that, I have a series of experiences, and then I die. Okay, then we die, right? That's what we do. Okay, we overcome obstacles, challenges, and struggles, getting to our goal, and then we die.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a choice. Two things. Okay, one is we can take whatever all the learning that we have, all our experience from overcoming obstacles, challenges, and struggles to the grave with us by doing nothing. And and to me, that's such an utter waste. If I've already gone through the challenge and obstacle, and the more painful it is,
Yeah.
why do I want to waste that? Okay, so I look at and I also get that most people don't want to look at this because it's painful. Okay, but I look at it because if I don't take this and share it with someone else, I will take it to my grave with me. I'm going to die and nothing's and it's going to be, and my life is going to be totally wasted. Okay, so what I know, okay, from what Baki said is, I will overcome all these gifts from the universe, obstacles, challenges, and struggles. Okay, and I will have an experience. Then I look at this: who can this create value for? Then that becomes the people I can create value for. And then the next question is, how can I do more with less? How can I create this, okay, in a way that has leverage, that I can scale, that's efficient, that's effective, that reaches out as much as possible, that I can share this value with as many people as possible before I die. So then that becomes the game. Okay, that becomes the game. How do I play this game? Okay, what is the problem? Then I define it. What's the problem? What is really the problem that I'm helping people solve? Who are the people that I'm helping to solve this problem? Okay, what is the environment that I'm playing this game in? Okay, and what do I need to understand about everything that's happening in order for me to be able to play? How do I want to define this game? Okay, so I start by creating what I call mechanics of the game, which are defined by these 4 elements. Okay, then I get into the game. Okay, and in order to play the game, okay, then I think about the outcome. Okay, so here's where goals come in. What is the result? What's the outcome that I want to create? Okay, and I look at from the end point. If that's the outcome that I want to create, then what knowledge, skills, and tools do I need to acquire that I do not currently have? Okay, what do I need that is not currently in my realm of experience? What other wisdom do I need? What other tools, what other skills do I need in order to create and play this game to get to the outcome? Then that defines the process of the game. Okay, but acquiring knowledge, skills, and tools is the easiest part. Okay, it's the easiest part of
Yes.
getting into the game. You pay money, you Google. Okay, you can
Especially
buy
nowadays.
knowledge. Yeah, you can
Yes.
buy knowledge, you can buy tools, you can buy skills. Okay, but that's not it. Okay, the challenge for everyone is in the execution, the application of knowledge,
Mm.
skills, and tools. And that's where and that's where I know I will make mistakes. That's where I will make mistakes, but that's also where I will get my biggest growth. So then that contributes back, becomes a feedback loop to my experience, whatever experience I have. But now it becomes a very focused way of getting experience because it's within the realm of the game that I'm creating. So I'm constantly evolving, I'm constantly growing, I'm constantly becoming better, I'm constantly working and developing my mastery.
Mm.
Okay, so that's the game. The strategy is how do I play this game? And for different people, okay, it looks different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because from a how I'm wired perspective, already I overcome my challenges and obstacles and struggles differently in a way that only I can. Okay, when I acquire knowledge, I will acquire knowledge that works for me. I'll acquire skills that I can use, that I can actually learn. Right? A fish will swim, a monkey will climb a tree. Right? So if I'm a fish, then I will learn to swim better. If I'm a monkey, I'll learn to climb a tree better. If I'm an eagle, I learn to fly higher. Okay, then I look at tools that work for me. Okay, but the key to strategy is how do we do more with less? That's the question that I ask. How do I do more with less? How do I get more efficient? How do I create more leverage? How do I use less resources? How do I um, get to the goal quickly? How do I remain relevant? Okay, and that's one of the key things. How do I remain relevant? Okay, I don't worry too much about competitors. Okay, because if I come from being unique from the get go, from the start, okay, my positioning already sets me apart from someone else. And everyone, okay, so everyone will address a different audience. Okay, in a world of 8 billion people, okay, if I look realistically at how I want to play this game, okay, I don't need 8 billion people. Okay, I only need to create value for the people that I can create value for. And who are they, and how do I get to them, or how do they get to me? Okay, and the other question for me is how do I attract and not pursue? But
Mm.
what I do know is this. Okay, if I am creating value that I know people already want, they will come to me.
Mm.
So my strategy revolves around this. These thought processes. I don't have a step one, two, three, four, five. Okay,
Mm.
it,
Okay.
it, it it revolves around these thought processes and questions that I ask. The
Could
quality
could
of
you
we
could you repeat the four things in your mechanics that you were, so for the listen for
what's the
our viewers?
problem? Okay, what's the problem? What is the problem that needs
Mm.
to be solved? Being very, very clear about what that problem is. Clarity leads to power. Okay,
Yep.
sometimes we get into games, we think we're solving problems and we end up solving the wrong problems and the real problem doesn't get solved. So I
Mm.
need to be very, very clear what is the problem that I want to solve, that I need to solve. I'm helping people to solve. Very, very clear. Then who are the people? So number one is what's the problem that needs to be solved. Number two, who are the people who are participating in this game? Okay, the people who are solving the problem, the people who are the support structures, the people who are ancillary, the okay, everything, the communities, the community, everything, all the participants, all the stakeholders who participate in this game. And it is not just the people I'm working with directly. Okay, it is a whole ecosystem. Then the third thing is what's the environment? What is the environment that I'm playing this game in? Okay, if I'm playing a soccer game, the environment is the soccer field. Okay, that's simplified. If I'm playing a basketball game, it's in the basketball court. If I'm golf, it's on the golf. If I'm playing golf, then I'm playing on the golf course. So what's the environment? Is it a fast environment? Is it a slow environment? Is it a constant environment? Is it a changing environment? So all these matter because it determines how the game is going to be played. And then last thing, what are the rules of the game? What's the information? What's the data that I need to understand about playing this game? Because if I play this game in a certain environment, there are certain things I need to consider. If I play the game in a different environment, then there are other things I need to consider that govern how the game can be played. Okay, so four elements: the problems, the participants, the pace. Okay, which fast, slow, constant changing, that which refers to the environment, and what are the procedures of the game, the
Mm.
information that we know that governs the game.
Nice, nice. Thank you very much. And then just time check, it's exactly 10 o'clock.
It's exactly 10 o'clock. So that was
And
compressed version.
but I still have a lot of questions in my mind right now after you explain that. But I think maybe we, like what you said, you can talk about strategy like for a very long time. So maybe
Yeah,
we
we can
can
talk forever.
we can set up another session. But maybe one last
Mm,
question, and it's really specifically for our viewers. And if for example they want to learn more about different business strategy or maybe even develop their own skills in terms of strategy, where can they look for that?
mm. That is,
Is it at your side?
yeah. I happen to have this.
Ooh, what's that? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Business model.
Okay, so this, um, so
I
in
also
my
have
many
that. I
many
also
years
have
of
that.
being in business, do you have that? I think I've
Oh
talked
no,
about this with you before. Alexander Osterwalder.
I specialize on people. That's why I have this business model U.
Oh, is it who's the author?
It's the same, same.
Alexander Osterwalder.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So business model generator. So this was okay. So I haven't gotten to that book. Okay, so I have this, and it's really it gives a very good framework, and examples for a lot of business models. Okay, and you
Mm.
have you seen this book,
Yes, yes, yes,
or
yes.
you just
Uh,
went
I,
and get it?
I I
Yeah,
have that, but I think I lent it to someone.
yeah. Okay, so this is a good starting point. The way the example, I think the examples are great. That describe different business models is a good starting point for people, with different businesses that they want to start. Um, and clarity leads to power. So this gives helps define a lot of things. And then the other book, also by the same author.
Oh yeah, that one I have.
So, okay, value proposition design, okay, is how we define the value that we create. Value that we create, and then you flip it over and it says bad value proposition design. Okay,
Yes,
what
yes,
what
yes.
what works and what
What
doesn't work.
doesn't work?
Okay, by the way, we are not
We're not affiliates of
this is
this.
not product placement. Okay, we are not sponsored in any way. Okay, we're not sponsored in any way by the authors or the publishers of this book. Okay, and it really because I was talking about this in another session, I think a couple of weeks ago, and the books
Okay.
just happened to be yeah,
And
here.
it's
Uh,
totally random. I also just so happen I have those books as
yeah, so
well.
so it's a perfect coincidence. Yeah,
Okay, amazing, amazing.
yeah,
Yeah,
good
so
good good
thank you
resource.
very much for sharing those. So yeah, business model generator and
Business model generation. Yeah.
value proposition design. So you guys
Yes.
can start with those books to
Hey, maybe we
learn
should
more.
maybe we should write to them, and maybe we should write to them and say that, hey, no, we are
Oh, oh, oh.
doing placement for you.
Maybe. Okay. So thank you very much. Yeah, and I know you're busy, but I'll definitely reach out again so we can set up another session. I love talking about strategies as well. That's something that I have developed because of learning from you when it came to and interestingly what I found out is that even though I have a different theme or different wiring than you when it comes to strategy, I found a way to create strategy based on those.
Mm,
Y- yeah,
yeah.
yeah. so
Okay.
So that's the fascinating thing about that. So yeah, thank you very much. So we have
Thanks for
gone over
having
time,
me. Thank you all for your 60 minutes. So
and
like, share, and
I learned
subscribe,
a lot.
Jovan. So I'm
Yes,
doing the
yes.
like, share, and subscribe for Jovan.
Yeah, yeah. So normally I would do it like 4 times in between
Okay, like, share,
my
and
session.
subscribe. If you
Yeah.
enjoyed, if
So
you've been inspired today, okay, like, share, and subscribe, and follow Jovan for a lot more of his brilliance and his wisdom and his experience. And thanks for having me, Jovan.
no, thank you so much. So everyone, I'll see you again next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. And we're gonna be talking for a new topic that is really helpful for entrepreneurs or people who want to start their business. So bye everyone. Thank you again, Douglas.